How's it going, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the AFC Wimbledon Road to Glory Career Mode. This is going to be episode number 34, Season 3, Episode 2, and before we do get into anything, I want to thank you guys for all the support that you did give on the last episode. Obviously, the start of Season 3, and you guys really are enjoying this series a lot more. The closer we get to the Premier League, the more support this series seems to be getting. But before we do get into the first games of the episode, we are going to be making our first transfer offer of the episode. We're going to be making an offer for Kemar Roof. I'm going to go ahead and offer 500,000 plus Araba. Will it be enough? Probably not, but we'll have to wait and see what Oxford do say about this. The other thing that we're going to be doing is looking for Pirlo's regen. Whether we'll be able to find him or not, I'm not really too sure. We're going to try and search for him now. And it looks like we have found him here, Ricardo Belloni. A few regens were suggested in the last episode, but I think before we do go in for these players, we do need to get a better understanding of what their overalls are. I am also looking to get in a better backup striker to Adam Armstrong. Now that we're in the Championship, we need someone to be back up to Armstrong, someone that can bang in the goals when he's not playing. Jose Pozo is a player that was suggested, and a player that is on ridiculously high wages. Wow. 15 grand he's on. I don't really know if we are going to go in for him. Probably going for other targets instead. But I will make an offer of Tyler Walker, and I will also offer a few pounds in there as well. I'll go ahead and offer 600,000 plus Tyler Walker. Obviously, the wonder kid Dominic Solanke was a player that was suggested as well. I'm not surprised you guys did suggest him, but I've already got a full scout report on him. He's worth 3.5 million on 20 grand a week. No way are we going to be able to afford him. So a lot of the players we've gone in for are on about 15 grand a week. Devontae Cole is on half of that, 6 grand a week. Realistically, we're probably more likely to bring this guy in than anyone else. This guy is still very good, even though he's on 6 grand a week. But he's just a little bit cheaper, you know. He's playing for a less prestigious club, so he's going to be paid less on the wages. We'll go ahead and offer Tyler Walker in a straight swap deal. So a lot of you did hound me asking about Gabriel Miranda's weak foot and skill moves. I didn't show it in the last episode. I do apologise for that. He does have 3-star skills, 3-star weak foot. Not the best, but at the same time, it could have been a lot worse. He was originally 4'11" when I promoted him, and now he's 5'5", so somehow he's growing a ridiculous amount in such a short space of time. Don't ask me how he does it. Some sort of witchcraft or something, I think. But after all of that hustle and bustle, we're now going into the first game of the episode, and it is going to be in the pre-season tournament semi-final. This will be against Frankfurt, so it will be an interesting game. We're going to go ahead and sim this one and hope that we can progress into the final. And we end up very, very luckily there, winning 5-4 on penalties. Billy King gets on the score sheet, Harrison gets a red card, and Reeves gets injured. So, you know, there's always that sort of tendency that someone's going to get sent off and someone's also going to get injured when you sim a game. And he is going to be out for 2 months. 2 months Jake Reeves is going to be sidelined for. That is a huge blow to us. He is a very important player. We do have other good midfielders, don't get me wrong, but it is a bit of a blow, and I think that's going to change some of my transfer plans now. One thing that I also did ask you guys in the last episode as well, if you think I should sign Che Adams or not. A lot of you actually surprisingly said that I shouldn't, and to be honest, I kind of agree with you now. On reflection, when you think about it, we've signed Gabriel Miranda. He can play out on the wing. We want to give him some game time. We're selling Barkham. The last thing we really need is another left midfielder, in my opinion. So for the time being, we're going to reject this one, and we're going to be, well, just for the time being, we're not going to be going in for Che Adams. And we're going to be having another million added to the transfer budget to play with, which is very, very nice and very useful for the transfers I want to go in for. Jordan Rossiter is also another player that we could go in for. He's on the loan list at Liverpool. I've got a feeling we could get him for a 1 million bid, but we'll have to wait and see if Liverpool aren't too reluctant to let him go. And we end up seeing there that Bree has gone up to a 67 from that session. Very, very good to see. Harrison is also very close to a 67 as well. Monthly scouting update as well. We'll have a little look at this one if we've got any good youth players. And this guy, Hayden Bennett, looks like a very good player that we will sign up. Apart from that though, not really too many good players. But if we're signing one player every session, I'm absolutely fine with that, because at least that way our scouts are doing a good job. And we are going to be having the final of the pre-season tournament now. We're going to go ahead and sim this against Legia Warsaw. And will we get a win in this one? I'm not really too sure. They're a good Polish side. Got a feeling we might lose. We'll skip, and we end up winning 2-0. Wow, that's a surprise. Jenkins and Grimes are both holding midfielders, getting the goals. I'll tell you one thing, looking for Akinfenwa's regen is a lot harder than you may think. This guy certainly isn't Akinfenwa's regen. He can play left wing as well, so we'll end the scouting on him. Is Daniel Flanagan? Maybe Daniel Flanagan is Akinfenwa's regen. We'll take a little look. And I think we found him. He plays striker, he's right-footed, and he's retired in League One. So I think this is our man. This is Akinfenwa's regen. Only worth 50,000. How pathetic. We'll go ahead and put in a 50,000 bid. The only reason I'm getting this guy is because all of you have just been hounding me to get him. The only reason is just for nostalgia reasons, I guess. We'll go and make a bid for him and see what happens. Another player that I've sort of forgotten about that we could sign as a striker is Max Clayton. I originally wanted to go in for him. It was a toss-up between Tyler Walker and Max Clayton. At the time, Clayton was too expensive, but now this guy could be a very, very good backup to Armstrong. I know this guy is quite a common signing in career mode, but this guy, I just can't resist trying to make an offer for him. Christopher Ayer is a very, very good looking central midfielder. He's just ideal really for us to be signing. He's just got good strength, he's got very good defensive stats, and to be honest, he could play any position, central midfielder, CDM, or central attacking midfielder. He'd do a good job in either of those positions. And I will make an offer of Ross Jenkins plus 400,000. See if we can get him in a swap deal. That would be very nice. We have a transfer offer accepted though, and it is going to be for Jordan Rossiter, and we also have a lot of offers accepted down here as well. The Jose Pozo deal has been accepted, and it is 1.5 million, I believe, plus Tyler Walker. We'll go ahead and give this guy a contract, a 4-year deal. Ben Chilwell has accepted his contract though, so we are going to be bringing him in. He's going to be a replacement for Callum Kennedy, which we are trying to shift on in this window. And we also have a transfer offer accepted for Devontae Cole, 800,000 plus Araba, I think that was. We'll go ahead and give him a contract, 4-year deal. Again, no squad role specified. But yeah, the transfer offer has been accepted for Jordan Rossiter. This could be a very, very big deal for us. And we will go ahead and give him a 4-year deal. Again, no squad role. So we're going to be having a little look at Ben Chilwell, the stats that he does have, and the sort of player he's going to be. We got him for 800,000. That is an absolute bargain. You just can't pass up on an opportunity to sign a player for under their value. Especially when he is 69 overall at the age of 20 and he has that good defensive stats. Very good dribbling as well. 75 dribbling for a left back is pretty crazy. And we once again have a few offers here. And we have one accepted actually. 400,000 plus Ross Jenkins for Christopher Ayer. This guy's only wanting 2.5 grand a week. I mean, that is ridiculous. We'll happily pay him that amount. And we will go ahead and give him a 4-year deal, no squad role. So we end up seeing Ben Harrison is also going up this time to a 67 overall. Again, a player that's grown very, very well. He's been, I think he was 55 overall at the start of this series. And just like Tunga, he's really grown well. Ibar are willing to go as high as 1.5 million for Roy Silva. Again, I'm not going to be selling him unless I get 2.1 million. The transfer offer has been accepted for Denon Lewis. He would be a very, very good backup striker. Only 20 and 70 overall. We'll go ahead and give him a contract. This is some drama here in the transfer window. Roy Silva could be leaving to Ibar for £2.1 million. I can't believe it. Ibar have gone ahead and matched the counter offer. He's nowhere near worth that amount. They've finally gone ahead and accepted though Ajaxio for the deal for Zana Ali. This one is going to be a bit of a huge deal. I think it is indeed. And we will go ahead and give him a contract. A 4-year deal, 20% bonus. And is he going to be an important first team player? It's really difficult. I'm not too sure. I will be honest because Ayama is fantastic on that left mid position. I think he's going to be backup most likely. Jordan Pickford has 12 months remaining on his contract. And with Roy Silva looking like he's going to Ibar, we need to bring in a new goalkeeper. I will go ahead and offer 1.8 million to begin with. If they accept that, that would be a very good deal. But obviously, it's a real blow that we're losing Roy Silva. He's been such a quality keeper. So we have a couple of contract offers accepted here. In fact, we have 3 accepted. Bard Fine hasn't accepted his. And we also see there that Alexis Blin hasn't. But we've got 3 accepted. All for players that I would be more than happy to sign. I think what I will do is I will accept this deal here for Devontae Cole. We'll bring him into the club. We also have a deal here for Ayer. I'm not really too sure if I want to sign him just yet, so I am going to stall that one. And we also have a deal here for Jose Pozo. Once again, I'm going to stall this one. But looking at Devontae Cole, holy moly, he's 69 overall at the age of 22. Much, much better than Araba and a lot younger as well. Holy crap, look at that acceleration and sprint speed. This guy's going to be unstoppable. And bear in mind, this guy's going to be back up to Armstrong. Imagine bringing him off the bench. He's just going to be seriously lethal. High-low work rate, 6'1". Very, very, very nice. That is a very, very good signing in my opinion. We have a monthly scouting update before we look at anything else. And we actually have some really, really good-looking players in here. Callum Caddis with some very good potential, but his overall is dreadful. Have we got any other good players in here? We'll reject him, reject that one, reject him as well, and him, and him, and him. And we will go ahead and sign up Callum Caddis. Very, very good looking potential. Transfer offer accepted though for Jordan Pickford, which is very good to see. So once again, we will go ahead and give this guy a contract. And if Roy Silva does leave, at least we know that we've got a very, very good replacement in line. Zana Ali has accepted his contract. That is fantastic news. 2 million. That is a lot of money, plus Andy Barkham, but we are going to bring him into the club. Well, let's put it this way. I don't tend to usually overspend for a player unless I really, really want him. And Zana Ali is a player that I really want. We're paying $1 million over his valuation for Zana Ali. But when you look at this guy's stats, he looks very good. He's going to be a good player for us. 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot, can also play as a cam. I can't believe it. I really can't. He's been a fantastic player for us. I'm certainly going to look to try and get him back at some point in the series. I'm shocked. I really am. He's worth 800,000. We sold him for 2.1 million. That's almost triple his valuation. That is good business. You've got to be honest. That really is good business. We have a transfer offer for George Francoum. It is going to be from Preston North End. And this one's a bit of an interesting one, to be honest. Do we go ahead and sell him? Sadly, with that injury that left him out for the rest of last season, he hasn't developed that much. So sadly, we're going to be having to let him go. That's if Preston do go ahead and accept this counter offer. Contract offer accepted from Jordan Pickford, so that is very good news. We're going to be bringing him into the club. He's going to be the replacement for Roy Silva. Yeah, I might have overpaid slightly there for Jordan Pickford. That is a bit of a bummer. Again, I'm overpaying for players in this episode. That really isn't like me, but we needed to get in a replacement fast for Roy Silva. And Jordan Pickford, even though he is pretty expensive, I've got a feeling this guy will be a good player. He will take a little bit of training, but I've got a feeling he will grow very well. And he's going to be a good player for us, I reckon. Right, guys, so this is going to be the end of this episode of the AFC Wimbledon Road to Glory Career Mode. And if you have enjoyed this episode of this career mode, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. In this episode alone, we've managed to make some very, very good signings. We've brought in Zana Ali, a player that was very, very expensive, I'm not going to lie, but I've got a feeling he will be a good signing. We also brought in Devontae Cole, probably the best buy, or at least the best bargain buy that we've got. He's 70 overall. We brought in Chilwell as well, a left back that's going to provide competition for Harrison. Roy Silva did end up leaving the club. I'm heartbroken by that. I really am. He was so awesome, he really was, but we've got in Pickford for his replacement. Currently, we still have 1 million to spend, so we've got a good, healthy budget to be spending. And if you've got any players that you think we should sign, do let me know in the comments down below. But apart from that, guys, I'm going to have to leave it there. And I'll see you next time for another video. Thanks for watching.